For a long time I was thinking about doing a Sri Lankan yeast cake called Breudher. After I got a request from one of my subscribers, I thought of doing that recipe for you. For this recipe, first we have to make the yeast dough, or the kind of a bread dough. For that I'm using 2 cups of flour and 1/3 a cup of warm milk, 8 grams of yeast, and a teaspoon of sugar, and half a teaspoon of salt. So after making the bread dough and after proving, I'm going to add these things: 110 grams of sugar, 110 grams of butter, 2 eggs, and half a cup of sultana, or you can add more fruit in your bread. If you want, you can add 4 egg yolks, but as it is a waste leaving egg whites, I thought of adding 2 eggs in this recipe. To start this recipe, going to add half of the warm milk into the mixing bowl, leaving half, and then into that going to add the teaspoon of sugar and the 8 grams yeast, and I'm going to leave this to brew about 5 minutes. Once you see the yeast start activating, add the flour and then the salt, and start kneading, adding milk little by little. If you need more milk, you can add milk or even water. So I'm going to start kneading this dough now, and after adding the milk and make a smooth dough, keep on kneading about 10 to 15 minutes. When I was telling about the milk, actually it should be 2/3 of the cup, sorry about the mistake, and keep on kneading, adding more milk or more water if you need. The dough is ready, so I put that in a grease bowl and I'm going to leave this in a warm place until double in size. The dough is double in size, so what I'm going to do now is going to add the dough into the mixing bowl. So I'm using the same bowl, and into that going to add the sugar and start kneading. And into that I'm going to add eggs one by one. So I mix the eggs and eggs with the dough. Now I'm going to add the butter and keep on mixing about 2-3 minutes. So I mixed that about 3 minutes. Now going to add the fruits into that and going to mix the fruits with the the dough. I finished mixing, so I have my bundt pan and I sprayed that, and always grease the pan before you use it. So now I'm going to transfer this mix. This is a really sticky mix, so don't worry about that, it will be alright after. So leave it to prove again in a warm place about 20 to 30 minutes until they double in size again. So I'm going to leave this in a warm place now. The Breudher dough is double in size, so I'm going to put this in the oven 180 about 30 to 35 minutes. I finished baking the Breudher until nice golden brown, and so what I'm going to do now is going to put this upside down onto the wine rack and take the tray out and leave this to cool down. It's really nice and moist, so I'm going to cool down this and I'll cut it and show you how it looks like. So the Breudher is cool enough to handle. I'm going to cut this using a serrated knife, and this can be served with a bit of butter or even cheese, and make sure you leave to cool down before you cut that. And this this was a good childhood memory for me, and it was always popular during Christmas and New Year time, and I hope you will enjoy this. Thank you for watching.